these invisible, markers now that we have available to our public affairs officers. And what they do, and we'll get them to anybody that's interested in using them, you can mark your property, the backs of your TVs, your stereos, your computers. We have people that will actually go down and mark in certain spots of their copper pipe in their buildings, on their air conditioning units, on their furnaces. And what we ask you to do is just put your name, like, and phone number, Smith, 481-1200, or whatever. We don't want any of your personal information, social security numbers, or anything like that. And the reason we want to do this because if we get somebody with a load of scrap, copper, an air conditioning unit, or something their cycle was recently stolen, we have no way of knowing where that came from. We have these black lights, all the sergeants and all the officers have them in their cars. They can use these lights to look over the property, and if we see, Smith, what we'll call, hey, Mr. Smith's police department, we have, some property here. If you had a burglary, why this guy would have your property. Oh, my house was just my copper was stolen. Well, can you identify this property? Well, yeah, I marked my stuff with my name and my number. And the circuit attorney's office is willing to take that as prima facie evidence that, that's enough for them to issue a warrant to charge that person with the burglary or at least the receiving of stolen property. So we have those pens out there. We've got a bunch of them. I know Sarah's got a bunch of them with the NSI office. We've given some to I know Lyda Cruson has a bunch I brought to her, and we will get as many of them in your hands as those of you that want them. And Dan Schulte, some of you know him, some of you don't. We had some personnel changes in the 9th District. Dan Schulte is now my new public affairs officer. And Officer Hankhouse, who is my problem property officer, he's now one of my detectives. And we have Officer Reese, who is now the problem property officer. These guys are excellent in what they do, and please stick around and introduce yourself to Dan in the back, and he's at your service for whatever it is you need. Any questions for any of that? Yes, ma'am.
Officer Cruson, as you know, I've been coming to these meetings for the past year or two. My name is Shawnte Turner, and I'm in the 4400 block of Washington. We have just recently formed a block initiative, and it was brought to my attention that we have a problem property over there. I've only been there for 2 years. Some of the residents have been there for 7 years. So they brought it to my attention that there's a house there, and I'll give that address to you. Apparently, there has been at least 2 crimes that have happened, and they found 2 of those people. I guess, I don't know if there was a bank robbery or something that happened in this particular house. So I just want to let you guys know that we're working with you guys because we have a safety and beautification initiative as well. So when they brought that to my attention, I said, by all means, I attend these Central Western meetings, and I want to let them know that when you mentioned Hank as the nuisance property officer, we want to let you guys know which property that is so that you can be aware, because if there's any crime that's going on, that's a place, in my opinion, I don't want to point the fingers, but if the neighbors that have lived there longer than I have said that there have been people that they have found there, because we've complained because it seems like it's one of those rooming houses where people go in and out, and so people are there, just maybe a week at a time in different cars and things like that. We've been working really, really hard to get this property removed, and we would really like to work with you and whomever else we have to get this property removed, from the neighborhood, because that could be some of where this crime is coming from. I don't know if it's not like a halfway house that I know of, because I don't really know what the halfway houses are really about, but this place has a lot of people that come in and out of there. And they said that, before that's where they found some of those criminals. So,
well, that's something that we can, that certainly fits right under the umbrella of what problem property enforcement is all about.
Okay.
And what we do there is we go after the landlord, hold the landlord accountable, and then we can cite him for a number of city ordinances related to
this. Landlord is in Kentucky.
Okay.
And everybody's been calling and trying to get this property removed, but we just really wanted to join forces with you guys.
Well, if he gets a letter from the city attorneys, it's threatening, civil action against him, he'll respond. Yeah, they don't.
We hope so.
So we can Please, if you just get with me afterwards, or get with Dan, one of us, we'll make sure that that's
Absolutely.
addressed.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Kathy, can you talk a little bit about how we actually have a circuit attorney assigned to our neighborhood? Pay special attention to the crimes coming out of the Central West End. And also, another thing I wanted to ask you, you want to talk about that for a minute, I'll give you the other.
Yeah, we had, I can't remember his name, but he quit. He was here, one of the circuit attorneys, he resigned.
Brian Sanger.
Brian Sanger. He went into private practice. Brian was great. He was here at every meeting.
And I'm attending every meeting. My name is, I'm Neil Miller from the Circuit Attorney's Office. I don't typically work on burglaries and robberies. I'm in the Sex Crimes Child Abuse Unit, but I'm a neighbor. I live in the Park East Tower, and I will be attending these meetings and reporting back to Jennifer Joyce about the neighborhood concerns and what resources we need to devote to deal with problems in the neighborhood.
I remember my last.
Rachel Smith had guaranteed me that she would have somebody here to replace Brian, and I guess you're really lucky draw. That's very good. But and also for Brooks, one of our neighboring neighborhoods, Forest Park Southeast, Rachel's also lining up an attorney for us for the Forest Park Southeast neighborhood. Brooks kind of bleeds over as the guru of both neighborhoods, so that'll be good news for you too. Sure. And number two?
I was just wondering if you might talk a little about neighborhood orders of protection, because that's something I might not have heard about before, and something we've utilized in the past in terms of trying to get some bad guys out of the neighborhood.
Neighborhood orders of protection, actually, the Central West End we may be the leader in the city. If not, we're certainly in the top 2 or 3 as far as neighborhood orders of protection against people that are just chronic pains in the butt to deal with. A lot of it started with actually it all kind of got rolling with you guys' Real Change promotion. And we were originally started going after the panhandlers because the majority of the calls that we were getting, nuisance calls in this district, were about, hey, you couldn't walk down Euclid Avenue, you couldn't walk into Culpeper, you couldn't walk into here, there, whatever, without getting confronted by a panhandler who, would, intimidate you into giving them money. And, hey, what could we do? Well, we would give them summonses, we would lock them up, they would get out the next day, they'd do the same thing over and over again, and it was just like we were getting nowhere, we were spinning our wheels. The Central West End Neighborhood Association and the NSI, they worked together and they came up with this Real Change platform or initiative to encourage people, and it was all over your websites. Hey, don't give money to these folks. We have businesses, we have charitable organizations out there that do this for a living and take care of people like this, provide services for them, give them meals, get them counseling, get them whatever it is they need. And we would rather you put money into these meters geared towards this campaign where we can help sponsor these professional agencies that help take care of folks like this, instead of, letting them take advantage of you, for lack of a better term, take your money and go out and buy, a 6-pack and pack of cigarettes. That worked very well. So the Real Change initiative worked real well. But what we did is we worked with, originally it was Judge Margaret Walsh with the City Council's office. And the Circuit Attorney's office also has a statewide neighborhood order of protection. What it is the judge, at the time we apply for a warrant on, let's say, a panhandler or a petty thief or whatever that seems to be targeting your neighborhood, when we present that case to either the City Council's office or the Circuit Attorney's office, we will ask the prosecutor to go with us to the judge and ask the judge to issue a stay-away order / neighborhood order of protection against this person to stay out of the Central West End neighborhood. So